Oh, hello there. Hey, welcome back to the Heroes World Podcast Quarantine Edition. I'm your host, Stu Pei. I'm here, of course, as always, with John and Andre, the proprietors and owners of Heroes World. Say hello to the people.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hello.
Of course, I'm also here with our resident Prince of Mischief, Rob Gadet.
Stu, let's get ready. I'm excited.
Yes,
This is going to be nuts,
fantastic.
folks. This is going to be nuts.
Good one. And I'm joined with two special guests today. First off, Jimmy Chung. Say hello to the people in the world.
Hi-oh.
And another podcaster is joining us today. We're very happy to have him today. Umar, say hello.
How y'all doing today? Thank you for having us.
Yes, those who are watching on the YouTubes can recognize that he is wearing a Magneto shirt. So those of you who are listening at home,
Oh, nice. Magneto hoodie. It's not a shirt. It's a hoodie. It's
a hoodie.
wicked.
If you are listening on a podcast or on Spotify, sorry, but imagine him wearing a
You're
Magneto
missing out.
garb. So here we go. So again, welcome to join us today. Typically, again, this is the Heroes World Podcast. This is usually and always is a podcast that we talk about pop culture and video game things. We talk about comics. We talk about all the fun things that are happening right now in the world. Typically, these are the conversations that would happen in the store. However, based on social distancing, we can't get together. So essentially, we're recording them and sharing the world for, not only for us, but for our friends and for everyone else. So that's the format of the pod. So today's topic is, for all those wondering at home, our Fantastic Four movies. So we have been gathered today to pick our top 4 movies, brackets, science fiction, fantasy, as well as comic movies. So I'll walk you through everyone the scenario at home, and just a reminder for everyone here listening and watching what we are doing today. So imagine scenario. Aliens have landed on Earth. You have been selected to put together and curate your 4 best movies of humanity has produced in terms of science fiction, fantasy, and comic books to create a small viewing experience, a small festival, as you will, for them to watch back to back to back. So we are going to do that today. So at the end, we're going to draft in snake order. So the draft has been decided already before this. So the first pick will go to Jimmy, then John, then Rob, then Andre, then Umar. It will be in a snake draft. Everyone will pick their 4 movies. And at the end, with their 4 movies in hand, you are going to do a little bit of a summary as to why you believe that these are humanity's best and why you believe the aliens will enjoy it. So that's what it is today. So that is that. At the end, we hope that the folks who watch this and everyone else on the community will comment below on their 4 selections and who they think the winner is. Today, my role is just to be a judge here to ensure that people are picking the right ones. And if there's any type of discrepancies, I will jump in and say, no. And we've told John numerous times, and everyone's agreed that Fast and Furious does not count.
They are superheroes.
Nope. No. And
Vin Diesel jumped across a highway onto a tank to save
that's
Rodriguez.
generally an action movie, because in action movies they also did that too. Like when
Vin and Paul jumped from 2 towers back to the other tower and then back again.
Again
In a car.
Yeah, in the car.
Have you not seen Die Hard with a Vengeance when he jumps onto a helicarrier? Like, come on, John. Give me a
John
break.
McClane
John McClane
is
is
a
not a
superhero.
superhero.
Yeah, John McClane.
John
also,
McClane is a superhero.
Also, John McClane did it without shoes. So I don't care what Vin Diesel did. He just wore no kicks and ran around, jumped out of a building, back into a building, and used his feet to break the glass.
Can we all just understand, though, that this is John's backdoor way of trying to get a Tyrese movie in his pick? Like,
Honestly,
I can't. Tyrese
can't do
qualifies.
he can't do it. I don't
He'll
think
be in.
Although if he picks Transformers, I would be very surprised with Tyrese. That's the one. Anyway, spoilers. Okay. So here we go. Everyone have any clarifications or questions before we begin?
I am going to preface by saying that I am totally changing my list immediately.
I've had to like redo
Yeah,
my
I
list
know,
as well.
immediately. As your definition, because originally I was told come up with your 4 most rewatchable movies.
yeah.
And a lot of it was based off of nostalgia, was a thing, to be honest.
I'm
Not
still
like,
going with mine.
oh, there's higher beings coming down, and you have to show what the human race is all about, or whatever.
This is what
Yeah.
it's
Screw
the
it,
same
Jimmy.
thing.
Stay your picks.
It's human aliens are watching it, but the best ones are the ones that are the most rewatchable. So that's
Mine
what
is pure basing on nostalgia, dude. Like, what did 6-year-old me watch over and over and over again on VHS?
Brave little
Something.
toaster.
think
We
that's
got that nugget there. We got.
Well, I guess we know that Jimmy had Cocoon on his list.
I didn't actually. I didn't have any Cocoon on my list. Sorry.
it blows your mind that Wilford Brimley, for those young kids at home, was like 45 when you did that movie, and you're like, that was a 45-year-old.
No, but
Tom Cruise looks so much younger today, and Tom Cruise is like 50 plus, still running.
No,
Still
Wilford Brimley is the opposite of Rob Lowe. Rob Lowe just age, whereas Wilford Brimley just started off looking 80.
Benjamin Button. It was Benjamin Button.
That's right.
Okay,
I will say
so
we could use some more Gutenberg, but that's beside the point.
the Goot. The Goot. So, just again, the caveat we've talked about before. If you pick Lord of the Rings, you cannot pick the Lord of the Rings. You must pick one of the films. So there's the caveat there. If you pick Star Wars, you must pick a Star Wars film. You don't get the whole saga. You know, if you pick The Matrix, you only really want to pick one of The Matrix. Let's be honest. So.
The Matrix Reloaded.
Andre, I will give you money if you pick that one.
That's a whole nother podcast, man.
Oh,
Of all
I'm
the
doing it.
movies you pick,
I'm doing it.
The Matrix Reloaded. I'll pay you a small lump sum to your
Nope,
Swiss
it's on
bank
there,
account.
buddy. That'll be my first pick too.
First pick Matrix, second pick.
No, he's gonna first pick Matrix Revolution, second picks Matrix Reloaded.
I do have a quick
He
question.
can
Is
go
this
for the 4-shot.
Yeah.
my quick question is this a safe space for us to tell us our four choices, or
It's fine. It's
Sure
fine.
it is.
Let's be fair.
No,
It's a safe space.
You will
The
be
Lord, the
judged.
internet is the safest place you could find. No one will ever judge you on the internet. You'll be fine.
No. So
The only
again-
safest place will be the Metro West Detention Center, Umar.
So again, like the alien caveat is there. You're putting together a film festival. You're putting 4 films together. But again, if they're your favorite films, Jimmy, then pick what you want. So I'm good with whatever. However, you know, bear in note that the internet is judging you. So
That's fine. I have no problem with that. I've been
I'm ready
judging
for
my
this
entire
now.
life. It's okay.
I'm ready.
100%. All
I'm
right.
not
do
bad
this.
at this. I got this.
So I'm gonna start the clock, Jimmy. You have 1 minute. You can stall and do whatever you want. You can think about it, but the minute has started. To think about
do I
your
just
choice.
talk about like why it's great?
No, you just pick, and then at the end we'll
Oh.
talk about why it's great. So you just
Great.
you just-
Just
Why
your
would I
first
need a
choice. Your first choice. Yeah.
well, you just in case you're like, I don't know, maybe there's a
no,
lot of
I know.
options.
I've written this all out. I got this. No worries. I got
Oh.
you.
Oh, he's prepared.
well, Jimmy's always prepared. It's just a matter of wasn't prepared for the number 1 pick. So
It's
you
okay. I have so many choices, dudes. It's all good. I used to work in a video store.
All right, Jimmy. What is your number 1 pick? What is the movie?
Superman, 1978.
Ooh.
Easily. So good.
Opens with Christopher Reeve.
Good pick. That was
Yes.
on my list.
So iconic. So
Okay, well,
iconic.
That's it. I don't have to ask anything else there. That's fantastic. All right. Okay. So now John is on the clock. You have a minute to consider your options. I'm ready for whatever wackadoo thing.
I'd be lying
uses.
if I said
I'm-
Jimmy takes Superman as his number 1 overall pick.
Well, Jesus Christ.
That
why
was
not?
my
Jesus
number 1.
Christ.
He took
Everybody.
mine.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I'm just gonna make it easy. I'm gonna pick Terminator 2.
Damn it, John.
I have to grab it before anyone else grabs it.
Wow.
I may lose all my choices by the time it's my turn.
Maybe. So you get 2 choices, dude. You'll be
There
fine.
I
are-
would say Terminator 1, but I definitely haven't watched Terminator 1 as many times as I've watched Terminator 2. So.
Yeah.
Wow. T2. All right. Rob, you are on the clock as you.
It's funny because I have my list, but I
Uh-huh.
also want to screw people over.
You pick what's best for you.
You wanna win,
You're a
man.
representation of humanity. You are.
Does that mean Rob's gonna go Matrix?
No. All right.
Oh
I'm
God,
gonna
Cocoon!
go-
Yes, Cocoon is happening.
Yeah,
It's
battery's
happening!
not included. No, I'm
Like
gonna go.
Batteries. Yes.
Oh, I love that
Batteries
movie.
not included.
I'm gonna go with. Listen, I'm gonna go with Interstellar.
Wow.
Nice.
I thought
Mom.
you were gonna go, Rob, with Earth Girls Are Easy. So.
Stu. Pick number 2, bro.
Oh, I'll keep my mouth shut. All right. Okay. So that is pick number 3 in the book.
Asking for a friend. That movie where the mannequin comes to life, would that qualify?
You mean
No.
mannequin?
I personally love that soundtrack, so you go with it, John.
Asking for a friend. That's all.
You know, there are other Kim Cattrall movies that are way better. Like I can think of one off the top of my head. If you're gonna pick a Kim Cattrall movie that is stellar on so many levels, but
Star Wars 6. Sorry, Star Trek 6. Star Trek 6.
yeah, she's
Undiscovered country.
She's a hell of a Vulcan. Okay, Andre, I'm gonna give you a minute. Although
We already talked about it. Third Matrix movie, baby.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
He's
man.
Matrix. Oh man, Andre's
Wait, did you want to take that back?
No, he's got something. He's
No.
got it up his sleeve, man. He's got it up his
Wow,
sleeve.
Andre.
Definitely.
Andre's fired up from our chat from earlier this week.
Wow. Okay.
I
Well,
will destroy you all. I am the one.
Third one has the mechas, or the second one has the mechas?
I'm
Third one has
Third.
the mech and the Superman fight.
The Superman Dragon Ball fight. Yeah.
I'm super excited about the comments from the internet about this.
Which one has the
This-
architect? Is that the second one or the third?
That's the second
The
one.
second one.
The second,
second one has the architect.
Second one, and that has the French what's it called the
The Merovingian.
Merovingian.
Oh, yeah. With the twins, right? The dreadlock twins.
Yes, the Dreadlock twins. Yes,
That was the second one. That was Reloaded, right?
yes, that
Yeah.
was the one with the rave party, and because
Yeah.
that's how they do it in Zion.
That's how you prepare for
Not
death.
that one, Andre.
Yeah.
When Morpheus is ready to fight that agent.
Dude,
on
no,
that-
Stu didn't
truck.
like it, and I'm gonna
So
tell
good.
everybody why it's good and why we need
Oh,
to
look,
have
Andre's-
that when the aliens watch it. Don't worry, I'm it's gonna be
I'm
thematic.
I'm super excited for Andre to do his 5-minute soliloquy on why it's the greatest of all humanity has to offer. This is like the greatest movie that he like. I'm honestly aghast at the fact that
Andre's
was
gonna
his-
bring those streams up. Those Matrix 3 streams are gonna go up.
Wow.
Yep.
I cannot believe that was happened. All right, Umar. So you get the joyous task of the 5th overall pick. So what do you
Right.
have? What do you have for us? I'm aghast at what you guys are selecting. Like this is crazy.
So for my first choice, I would have to say, even though I would have wanted the entire trilogy, but I'm going to go with Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring.
That's the first one, right?
That's
Yep.
my first one. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
the only one I've seen.
Okay.
Surprise.
It was good.
That's great. That's great. Now you get the 6th pick. So
Give
you
me the
get to
second
go.
one.
You get the.
Yeah,
the
I'm ready.
Dallas.
I'm ready for it. So I'm going to do The Dark Knight.
Ooh. All right. Okay.
Who's in it to win it?
Yep. That's good. That's good. Okay. All right. That's that. So we are back to Andre. Andre, your minute is now. I'm sure you're already ready to go, but you have time to think about
Empire
it.
Strikes Back.
That was my next one.
Empire Strikes Back. Oh God, it seems weird that it's a second round pick. Oh boy. Oh boy. All
I
right.
like A New Hope.
All right, Rob. Rob, this is you got a minute, but you got.
Well, as my pick, I select the RZA, the Jizza. You got Inspector Deck, the Ghostface Killer, the Wu-Tang Clan. Nobody? No.
Chappelle
Oh,
Show.
sorry,
Chappelle
Rob.
Show?
Yes.
Nobody. Wow. All
The
right.
draft. We know the draft, but
Thank you.
yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go with that really didn't play as well as I thought it was going to. I'm gonna go with
these
Tron
hard.
Legacy.
Tron Legacy.
I was
Wow.
actually going to say something after I got butchered in our chat for saying I disliked that movie. I was going to be like, none of y'all picked this Tron Legacy movie that you guys freaking kicked my ass for not liking.
It was okay.
Exactly.
Put it out
Umar's
there, John.
exactly right
Well,
there. He's
Umar
exactly
said it was
right.
okay, but
It's
John
okay.
hated it. There's a difference between it's
Oh.
okay and I hate it. So yeah,
That's fair.
let it be known there.
Tron fell off the screen, never to reappear again.
You can say that
Literally
about a
fell
lot of
out of
movies,
frame.
John. Slow
Fell out
down.
of frame.
Slow down. Just like Terminator. If off screen multiple times, is never coming back again. So every time you think Terminator died, it came back worse than before.
Yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough.
It came back worse. Although, Andre disagrees with me, but that's great. Okay. Here we go. So Rob is complete. John, you have the 9th overall pick.
Overall
in the
pick.
second round. What do you have today for us?
EDC pick. It is TMNT from the 80s.
Like the original
80s. You mean
89
1990?
90s. Okay, sorry, I'm a year behind.
1990.
90s. Sorry.
Yes. Yes.
I had a whole different theme planned originally.
That was on my list too, John.
Now that we
It's
gotta
okay.
win it, I gotta go TMNT.
Okay. Okay. Here we go. All right. So, Jimmy, you're up. You have the 10th overall pick. Where are you going?
I'm gonna go with Captain America: Winter Soldier.
I hate you so much.
I knew it.
Yep. Good one.
I'm
Ready
surprised
then?
you didn't want to complete the set and go Batman 89.
That
Oh,
was
sorry.
the original
I
on my
should've said
list
a thing.
too. But
You
the whole
actually got a
thing
next
is-
pick. You got another pick.
Oh,
Actually,
I've got another pick.
yeah.
Yes, you're back. You're back to back.
Okay, I'm
Jimmy.
gonna go.
So you have the 11th pick. So you have take a second. You don't have to rush. You got time. We have lots of time, but yes.
I'm gonna go sacrilegious, and I'm going to say Star Trek 2009.
Interesting.
No, I
Yeah,
don't disagree.
That's why I'm
with you.
going sacrilegious. I know it's sacrilegious to
Nope.
so many people as a thing.
Nope.
Screw 'em.
Don't hate
I
it. Don't hate
would
it.
actually support that. I would support that
And
choice.
thank you, Jimmy, for your first and last appearance on the Hero. It's been a great pleasure having
My eyes
you.
up with the first 15 minutes into that movie.
Which one is that? 20,009.
Abrams
That's
one.
Star Trek 11.
The-
Oh,
the-
this-
The
That's
first
all
Abrams.
four.
The
Yeah,
first
that's-
Abrams.
Yeah, first Abrams. I'm
That's
fine.
why I went sacrilegious. I know it's sacrilegious, but that's what I have
Jimmy,
to
no,
do.
Jimmy.
Like,
Jimmy,
I'm trying to think of if you're showing it to aliens as a thing, right?
Yeah.
It's basically, when you think about it, Star Trek 11 is just a remake of A New Hope is a thing. Star Wars: A New Hope. Because it's like an old guy that takes like a farm boy out into space, and then they have to destroy like a big thing. There's a big explosion or whatever at the end, basically. But it's such a complete story, and it has full of emotion.
You are welcome back anytime. Don't listen to Andre. Andre has given us way worse takes. Frankly, we all have.
Literally, he already started with the third Matrix. It's okay. Andre, I love you, but it genuinely feels like you go for the number one pick from worst movie of all time and say with pure conviction of how amazing it is.
It's gonna be so great to see your faces when I change all your minds, or when you go, "Oh crap, I didn't look at it that way." This is exactly why the aliens needed to see
I look
it.
forward to that opportunity.
I've already null and void all of your movies because Star Wars wasn't in one of the top first round picks. Like that is unbearable.
Dude, you told me to pick Matrix, and I'm gonna defend it, dude.
The reason why I didn't choose
but if
Star
I
Wars
tell you
is
to jump off a
because-
cliff, you're not jumping off a cliff. Like that's crazy. You
because-
knew it was gonna be back on the second round. Like
All
I didn't tell you
right,
to pick.
dude. Don't worry. Once
Star
you guys
Wars
see my
is not
theme
even
of
in
what
there.
I'm going
Ugh.
for, then you guys will know. You'll be like, "Oh crap, Andre actually would convince these aliens, or will show him stuff." So don't worry.
You know who
Don't
also
worry,
had
I got
conviction? Hans Gruber. He was also wrong, Andre. You can do anything as a villain. You can talk about any type of like. That's the
you.
best.
So now
bad
I'm
guy.
a villain now.
Yes, you are. 100%.
okay.
You're the bad guy because no.
I've lived
hero
long
would
enough
pick-
to become the villain.
You are 100%.
All right.
100% the villain.
Go to my movie now, man.
Yeah.
You live long enough.
Any villain talking about destroying the universe, like, has a conviction. That's why they're a good villain. So yeah, you're 100% there to force upon us the Matrix as the greatest movie of humanity has to offer. That is a bad guy. This is
Yep.
Thanos in the
Don't
snap.
worry.
Like why?
Don't worry, I
Why can't you
got
just
you.
give us more food? Nope.
I got you.
Okay, we're going. Rob, you are up.
I'm
Oh,
gonna go.
didn't we
Wait,
miss
wait.
John?
Oh wait, so John, sorry, you're right, John.
Oh,
John is good.
I got your back, John.
I'm
Yep,
like,
go
thank
on.
you, Umar. I'm slightly unfair. I don't think Rob would have taken my choice though.
It's John. Sorry. Yep, John, go for it.
Wait,
Good
I
call.
want-
Umar.
There's actually so many choices.
I know.
You got a minute, Door. Take your time. Take your time. Let's. I gotta.
Do I be strategic about it?
We can't go back, eh?
No, sorry, Jimmy.
Oh, well,
Go back.
Too late.
Go
Too
back.
late. We can't go back. Can we
No,
go
you
back?
can't go back. No,
you
no,
can't
no.
go back,
Okay.
man.
Can't go back.
It's all good. Fair enough.
Jimmy,
I'm fine.
Jimmy, I like your, Jimmy. You have good choices. I'm fine. I'm fine with your choices. You know.
All right, since we're in it to win it, I gotta go Back to the Future. Umar crossing it off his list.
Like, so many of my movies have already been crossed off. I'm like, I'm not gonna have anything left.
Hey, as a man who asked about animated movies, all the animated movies are available. So you're the one that
Dude,
brought it up.
I do still have like that, but that was like meant for like alternatives if I had no choice. So
Whoa.
Jimmy's got the best animated movie in a poster in his background.
Jimmy, can you show us again just for reference?
No.
I agree.
John, no.
Yeah.
Rob's not gonna take it.
There we go.
Rob is too
Andre may take
locked
it.
into his.
Andre's not going to take it. Andre, out of spite now, is picking the weirdo movies just because
He's on a mission. Andre's on a mission.
Andre is going to be there we go. Andre's going to be a vanguard and all of a sudden pick all the weirdo movies.
Ridiculous.
What? Empire Strikes Back was a weirdo movie?
No,
It wasn't. That's actually a pick I can agree
That's
with.
the one. That's the only one that's correct.
I love how you had begrudgingly had to accept that.
Yeah, that was a great one. But other than that, I'm gonna wait for Andre to pick some really wackadoo stuff. So, all right, here we go. Rob, you are here. You go. You are 13.
Yeah.
So
To reiterate what Umar and everybody else is saying, there's so many good movies. It's hard to just narrow it down, but I'm going to pick a movie that has 3 titles because the marketing department didn't know which way to go. It was either going to be All You Need Is Kill, Edge of Tomorrow, or Live, Die, Repeat.
You're
That's my
serious?
third pick.
Oh, another modern pick by Rob. Look at this.
Yeah, I'm avoiding all the tropes, the Star Wars, Lord of the Rings stuff. I'm going like proper.
That's good.
You've inspired me for my next choice.
Tom Cruise, man. Tom Cruise.
Although it's technically, I feel like by going proper, you do kind of screw yourself with the audience as a thing, right? I don't think as many people have seen Edge of Tomorrow as they should. It's an amazing film. I own 2 copies of that movie, like the Korean edition and the American edition. So I love it. I don't think as many people know it as a thing.
But here's the thing: because you're showing it to aliens, they don't have to know anything. This is
Fair
you're
enough.
showing
Fair
to
enough. But then
aliens.
there's a voting poll later on Earth.
Yes,
Going to win
but hopefully people are voting on the caveat. This is for aliens to watch. So we'll again, the caveat is you're voting for the best film festival that you can create, the Fantastic Four movies for aliens, not just.
I'm actually directing all of my picks to Scott Graziano because he's that Scott. Listen to me. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna have the best picks.
He's gonna get the Scott vote.
Scott, of course, is going to vote for you because Scott's going to look at the Matrix pick for Andre and go, "I don't understand this." I'm going to go. All right, Andre, you are up. You have pick number 14. Here you go.
Book of Eli.
Wow.
Book of Eli.
Well, it's dystopian. It's a dystopian future.
I think that counts.
I think it
totally. Yeah.
Can it fly into fantasy?
From science fiction, because it would fall into science fiction.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah, that works.
it is a genre that deals with imaginative and futuristic concepts such as advanced science, technology, space exploration, time travel, parallel universes, and extraterrestrial life. So I would say that's a parallel universe. I guess
it comes down to does dystopian future movies, are they a form of science fiction?
I would say so.
And I would have to say they are,
because it's a reflection of society, right? And it's not something that's happening.
It could
not
come
a drama
to fruition,
right?
Right.
I can pick something else. I've got
no. I see the arc you're going on, Andre, and it is characterized as a post-apocalyptic neo-western. So
whoa, look at you, Neo, with the pun. Come on now.
I think that's why Andre picked it. Neo-western. So it is kind of a western. It is drawing the line, because if I look at the Wikipedia entry and I look at all the neo-westerns, if you look at the contemporary western or neo-western films, it does incorporate movies. Once Upon a Time in Mexico. We have a lot. We have Desperado. We have
Book of Eli is not like either of those two. So I don't know. Like they might.
It is characterized in that same genre. It technically Logan is.
You're on
in
mute,
that
Rob.
world.
Sorry, I was gonna say, like, if Andre had picked The Road, I would say it's the same. It's under that same umbrella. What's the one with Clive Owen, where a company of men, children of men.
Oh yeah,
Children of men, right? It's the same. I think it's under that same umbrella. So I personally would allow it, Andre. But I'm not the judge who's in.
Dude, if you want me to pick another, I got more.
No.
Okay.
If I again, I am. Although there might be some discrepancy from the internet, people talking about how it is a Western, but if you want it, like I said before, I'll allow it. It's fine. But there might be some pushback from other people on the internet. I think to Rob's point, it skates on the Western tropes, but a post-apocalyptic is kind of a science fiction-y trope, so it teeters. So I will allow it.
I'll defend Andre all day long because I don't want him coming after me. Andre, I got you.
All right. Okay. All right. We're gonna.
Even if you pick Cowboys and Aliens, I got you, Andre.
that counts
man,
because they're
forgot
aliens.
about that movie.
I think the title alone says it. It's
Daniel Craig masterpiece, right?
yeah.
Is it though?
John Favreau himself.
No, it's not.
Yeah. It's like having a user name like Hardboot. The name says it all. So let's carry on.
Nice.
There we go. That's my reboot reference for the day. All right, Andre. You have your final pick, and this is pick number 4.
Isn't it? Me?
No, Umar.
Umar.
now.
Sorry, Umar. Sorry, Umar. Go for it.
Yeah. So I would say for my third pick, I'm going to do Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan.
Okay.
I think
That
that's
movie
okay.
gave me nightmares as a kid. With
And then sorry, now Umar,
worm in
you
the
have
ear.
the
Exactly.
16th. So you have your final pick. You have your double back pick. So what is your final pick? No, pick number 4.
Snowpiercer.
You asshole.
Oh
It's
boy.
fine. It's fine.
Jimmy's got a
It's fine.
Snowpiercer diorama in his
It's
backyard.
okay. Actually,
Let's go, Jimmy. Let's go. What do you got?
I own the original. I have the American edition. Okay,
The
but I also have the Korean edition.
Yeah.
It comes with the map and blueprints to the Snowpiercer itself,
Which you're gonna build later.
which I will build later when they screw over the climate.
So, Jimmy, just as a fun reference, are you watching the TV show with?
I'm not
I'm
actually.
not
I'm
yet
not.
either. Yeah.
The beautiful Jennifer Connelly.
I'm
I was
in
just
love with her,
talking
but
with
not yet.
Umar the other day that like there's so many good shows out there, and you just have to like really, really refine it all the way down to only the top 99%,
So,
the top 1%.
so on a quick tangent, as Andre is on the not on the clock, but Andre is
No,
next.
Umar has to go again. Umar has to go again.
I've given
He
my
did
2.
twice.
Yeah,
He did twice.
Oh, you gave
He-
2
he
already?
did Snowpiercer and he did Star Trek:
Yeah.
Wrath of Khan. So
Okay.
I got
Sorry.
something right. Okay,
Yeah.
but as I quickly talked to both Umar and Jimmy, because again, you are the 3 I see all the time. In terms of Snowpiercer, are you guys clearly this is something you guys are interested in? In terms of the show, are you theoretically going to watch it when it's all done? Are you going to
Yes.
watch it just when you have a moment? Or like, where are you guys fitting in like the lore of this show? Like,
For me, I'm willing. I want to give it a try. I am watching it purely because I love the movie so much,
Mhm.
and I'm a little worried of where it might go because the reviews and also people who I know who are watching it, like they are mildly entertained. So there is some hesitation on my part because I do love the film so much that I don't want to watch something that kind of takes away from it. But there is enough of a interest on my part, mostly coming from Jennifer Connelly, but like also the fact that Sean Bean I think is supposed to be coming in as well. So like the actors, at least there's a draw there. But in terms of the actual story, I'm dubious, but I am still interested. So I think I'm waiting for like the right moment for me to be in the right mind frame or something.
Jimmy,
Don't do it.
what are your thoughts?
So literally, I got 2 dogs and a son on the way, something or whatever. I don't have the time. I literally have to go with. I can't go with where the critics have told me it's lukewarm reviews or whatever. It's not exactly anything spectacular. So I'm focusing on The Boys at the moment, actually.
Mhm.
And I'm behind. I'm so behind, guys. I'm
Where are you
almost finished up. I'm almost finished the first season. That's how far behind I am.
Okay, that's fine. That's
Yeah.
At least you started The Watchmen too.
Yeah. Oh, but was it Andre? Did you hate Watchmen? Was that you?
No, Andre did not hate the
I
Watcher.
haven't
Oh, you
given
didn't watch it.
I haven't given it my time, so
Fair enough. Yeah. Like time, right? Like so little.
It's on the list for Andre. Same with the boys, but in terms of
The Snowpiercer is
you're not even
like
watching.
a
Okay,
retelling, or it's like a follow up.
I think it's a
Okay.
retelling.
It's a
It's a
prequel.
retelling and extending it. Yeah.
Oh, it's like a
Yeah,
rematch.
it's a
Okay.
prequel because the story takes place a little bit before. Because if you watch the movie, you know how it ends. So I don't know how they can continue on.
If it's a prequel, I'm wondering if they're doing like the first, because I know that they've had like several rebellions that have all been quashed. So I'm wondering if there's like a previous one that just ended up failing.
I feel like it might be because originally when I read the news, it was pitched as a prequel, and then it was going to lead into the movie. So I feel like this is where it's heading into.
Okay.
But again,
I thought somebody else
haven't
plays
watched
Chris Evans' character though. The main character is played by someone. Is Chris Evans' character is in it? He's the main character, but
Technically
by
speaking,
someone
he's been there since the train started. Like he was a kid. So like
yeah, he does not look like a kid. The main actor does not look like a kid.
I could be wrong, but I have not watched it either. It hasn't been on high on my list.
Agreed.
I've been too busy watching Star Trek Lower Decks. You know, that's
I
my
love
jam
that
right
show.
now. So there we go.
Started off a little weak,
into
but
it.
then it definitely got its stride.
Yeah. I don't. This it's falling on deaf ears on this podcast. So
We need
with
separate-
Rob and
separate
John,
podcast.
We have to
Andre.
talk about
So-
it because you forced me to watch all 10. So we're going to do a podcast.
Yeah.
I can't believe Andre watched all 10. That's amazing.
I have mad
That's
respect for
astounding.
Andre to watch all 10.
Kudos
so.
to you, Andre, for.
I did.
doing that, and you totally
I watched all
disliked
10
it.
too. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I didn't like the first episode, so I didn't really continue.
We'll get to it. Rob is out, so we won't invite Rob to that one. That pod. Don't worry. We'll save you the trouble, and you can skip out on the Star Trek Lower Decks pod, Andre.
He can,
You know,
he can
Rob,
close
so-
the pool. Rob can close the pool.
Yeah,
Already
Rob can drink a mimosa and think of his pool. All right, okay, Andre. It is sorry for the Snowpiercer tangent.
No worries.
Andre, it
this
is
my final pick, right?
It is your final pick for humanity.
Akira.
Akira. Okay.
Ooh, good call.
Okay, there we go. Akira. All right. I see what Andre is doing here. It is a thing. All right. Rob, this is your final pick.
Wait, isn't it John or is it me?
No, it's you.
You.
It is
Okay.
you.
It's you, Rob. Don't you understand Snake Draft?
I'm
Oh,
I'm gonna go.
oh, there it is.
He's got to put his glasses on for this.
I'm gonna go with back to 1985 because nothing says amazing movie like directed by John Hughes with a soundtrack by Oingo Boingo. Weird Science.
You made that up, right?
Weird Science.
Yep.
Science.
That he did not make that up. That's 100% correct, John. 100% correct. Great pick. All right, there we go. John,
I don't know if I've seen that. Is it got
You
a mannequin
probably
that comes
have not.
alive?
I think I've seen it
In
like
some ways.
Yes. This is you missed the great Bill Paxton in one of a tour de force performances by him, R.I.P. So all right.
Anthony Michael Hall Jr., Robert Downey Jr., Kelly LeBrock. Come on, John.
I haven't seen it either.
You've never seen
Exactly.
Weird Science? Well,
I
will
know
give you.
I know of it, but I never got around to it.
I might have seen it. I might not know it by
Robert
name.
Downey Jr. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, John, this is your final
All
pick.
right. So we're in it to win it because I really wanted to get Van Damme in this. But if I want to win, I don't know if I can put Van Damme in this.
I don't know how many Van Damme.
Don't say Time Cop. Don't say Universal.
Those are my two. That's
Those
my
are the
toss
two
up.
there,
Do
okay,
I
yeah.
pick Universal Soldier?
What about
Or do I pick
Cyborg,
Time
man?
Cop?
What about Cyborg?
Cyborg did not live up to the hype.
No. Kumite doesn't count. Bloodsport does not count. That's a whole
Street Fighter
different
the
genre.
movie.
I debated on making all 4 of my movies Van Damme movies.
Yes!
Since
Oh,
we decided
no.
to win this, I couldn't really fill in a last one.
Hey, Bison!
Unless I did take
Oh!
Cyborg. I think I have to go with
You have
In It
time.
to
Don't
Win
worry.
It.
You have
I gotta
you
win
have a
it.
little more time. Don't worry. I gave you a full minute, so you can ponder your options. In it to
Yeah,
win it. Yes.
And all these movies I've watched definitely multiple times, probably at least a double digits.
This is a hard
Yeah.
one. This is your last one. So please.
Last choice. I really wanted to go Transformers the animated movie as well, but there's no room. I gotta
Ooh,
win.
good.
All right, to win, I
Dude,
go
you got
with-
the touch.
I
You
go
got the
with
power.
I go with RoboCop for the win.
Ooh.
I buy that for $1.
Exactly.
Andre would have chosen RoboCop 3.
No, the RoboCop remake. Come on.
To
Give
be
me some
fair-
credit.
Joel Kinnaman.
Andre's going all big brain on this. He's picking all films with social messaging, so about humanity's things. So this is he's gonna.
Yes, I'm appealing to the baser nostalgia.
Andre's going full big brain on us today.
I'm banking on that.
All right, so
round 2, John.
All right, so Jimmy, you
Yes, sir.
have the last pick of this draft.
Final pick. You can pick Universal Soldier.
And
if you
don't
want.
fail me, Jimmy. There's one pick you haven't done yet. If you don't do it,
Oh, I know.
my God.
He's allowed to pick
It's,
whatever he wants. He doesn't have to pick the movie that we all know. But
He's
come
got
on,
to do it.
No,
Or he's losing. Or he's
I'm
losing.
thinking
his
about the
dream
aliens, you
card.
guys. I'm thinking about the aliens.
Yeah, 100%.
It's going to have to be Ghostbusters 1984.
My man.
There
my
we
man.
go, Jimmy. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. That completes the
The circle?
Aliens viewing experience, Fantastic Four Film Festival Snake Draft circa 2020. So here we go. All right. So everyone has their picks. What we're going to do is we're going to start from the back and go all the way the other reverse order. So Umar, I'm going to give in a few minutes, I'm going to give you up to 5 minutes to do your pitch on why your 4 movies are the best of humanity and allow them to best of humanity and to talk to the aliens. So I will read your movies aloud again, and then after that is complete, I'll let you do anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes to go whatever you want and describe. Any questions before I name your movies off?
I think I'm good.
Okay, so the movies that you picked in the first round, that would be The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. Then your second pick was The Dark Knight from the Batman series. And then your third pick was Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. And finally, you picked Snowpiercer with your fourth pick. And again, this is a film festival directed towards aliens, the best of fantasy, science fiction, and comic books. And your time begins now. Go.
All right. So the reason why I chose my first one is, let's just say that I've loved the Lord of the Rings. I actually did a marathon where people would come over to my house and we would watch the extended editions for all 3. It took 12 hours, and I did it for 10 years.
2 days later.
Hey, quiet from the peanut gallery. No one gets to talk here. This is their full time to talk. Go.
So I had to put that onto my list, and also for me it is one of the cornerstones of fantasy. So I chose The Fellowship of the Ring because that personally is my favorite one, and also it's the one that gets everyone into it. Like if I show like the third one to aliens, they're gonna be like, "But I don't understand certain things," and I was like, "I won't make sure that they understand everything," and also that'll just make them want to be like, "Give us more," in like either a very imperialistic way or a very kind way, depending on the aliens. And then The Dark Knight, because, well, I gotta have Batman in there, and because you all know Batman's my guy. But at the same time, it really does show the madness of the Joker on screen in a way that I actually found to be very presently relevant. Jack Nicholson did a great job, but Heath Ledger died for the role, so got to give him some sort of like immortality in another planet as well. And also because, it's just a really well put together film. And then Star Trek II, that was a hard one for me because I prefer Star Trek over Star Wars. Not that Empire wasn't on my list until someone took it. Anyway, I personally would have wanted to go for Star Trek First Contact because I love the TNG crew. But if I'm looking at the movies, the best movie for me that has the most resonance and also the most interesting dynamic, and also the thing that I've rewatched over and over and over again, despite the fact, out of loyalty, I watched the rest of them. Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan is kind of definitively, everyone will agree that it at least is an enjoyable movie to watch. Hopefully they will agree to that. But nonetheless, I would say that is at least something to get aliens into, not saying that, all aliens are bad, just humans can be bad too. And finally, Snowpiercer, that's just a really good look at the human condition in like the most extreme, most fucked up situations. So aliens, we can be bad too. Like we scare ourselves. We put each other in these situations and we treat each other like we're garbage. And also the scene where Chris Evans says, I know what babies taste like, and I know that they're the best. It's like, ooh, Captain America really went for the fences on that one. So yeah, those sorry, spoiler warning for those who haven't seen Snowpiercer, but I think I'm safe here for that one.
Yep.
But nonetheless, those four would be the ones that would be a very enjoyable film festival that I would show Aliens to the New World, and the one that I think that would cause a lot of questions and follow-up, and also therefore if they would probably want me to do another film festival afterwards.
Okay, all right. Did you need additional time, or is that all you need at this standpoint?
I think I'm good for that. I'm ready to take questions though.
Yeah, that's a new concept. Anyone has a little bit of time remaining? Anyone have a question to throw?
If you could have taken one, I know a lot of your picks got taken. Was there any pick that you would have really wanted to have back?
Well, before you say something, that will demean your list. So usually you say, I don't want anything else. Everyone else is better. So the moment you say,
just be honest, Umar.
So be very careful what you say at this moment in time, because then you
There
validate
literally
someone
is no
else's
prize, Umar.
There's the respect.
There's no
some people that means more.
I will not answer that at present. I will answer that privately, John.
I take the cash and the respect.
Okay. All right. Okay, so that is. So if there are no further questions from the Peanut Gallery, I'm gonna go to the next person, and I'm gonna allow Andre to speak. Any final? Nope. All right, Andre.
Umar, you wanted to introduce Lord of the Rings to the aliens. You said the first one would just totally explain everything to them. I literally had to pause you so many times, like, who the hell is that character now?
That's because you don't pay attention, Jimmy.
No, but you would literally start going into the history, the similarity, whatever. I mean,
the guys with the long
actually
hair,
in 1000 BC or whatever.
I do have to say, to follow up with Jimmy's maybe train of thought, is that if I'm an alien and I'm being shown the Lord of the Rings, a Fellowship of the Ring, and it ends that way, I'd be like, wait a minute. Well, what happens next?
Ring?
And you have to say, can't show you.
To be fair,
3 other picks.
To be fair,
Well, maybe you'll make one
tell you what
hang out.
happens.
Who knows?
The aliens would say,
to be fair, Umar
look
could
yourself.
Umar could pick it as the 4th movie, so he picks that the very last, and he's like, "And we're done for today." And it's like, "Oh, buy it. If
But
you'd like
he
to know
didn't.
more."
He didn't, Stu.
Well, no.
But the aliens have eradicated everything else on the earth now.
Now they're just pissed because you left them on a cliffhanger.
To be fair, I didn't ask you what order you'd show the aliens the movie. I just said, tell me about the films
Doesn't
and
matter.
whatever. So if you want to
It's
do the film
cliffhanger.
order,
We all hate shows that end on cliffhangers and then get canceled in the summer.
Upon the
I'm
conclusion,
Now
trying
you-
to draw them in, Rob.
if you
They
played
want to
in
know
order, the
more.
conclusion of
Rob,
Lord of the Rings leads into Dark Knight.
that's the entire plot of Lost. Just throw out a bunch of questions that are never answered. Ever.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
watch what you say about Lost.
Another podcast,
that
Rob.
said,
never gets
I
answered.
do have the collector's
Oh, God,
edition
here
of
we go.
Lost, the complete series that comes in an island, and you can use a black light to see secret messages.
Yeah.
God bless Jimmy's wife.
If I had to
That works
compile
amazing,
a
guys.
list of 100 answers of questions that were asked and lost, I can tell you 100 were not answered. So
I
let's continue.
just feel that poor Umar is going to be not long for this world, and those aliens are pissed that they don't know what happens next.
They'll be like, give us more. I'll be like, yeah, come back next week.
The aliens have the same mentality as my wife does, leaving the theater after the first one, saying, "Wait a minute, there's 2 more."
We don't know. We're gonna open it up. All right. Okay. So Andre, that was great banter back and forth. Andre, it is up to you.
We sure we don't want to save
I
Andre
will
to the
give
end. I
you-
think he's got a whammy. He's got like.
I will give you a one. Andre, I say this to you because I respect you. I'll
I
give you
don't
a
want-
1
I'm not
minute
gonna
warning
follow
when
on.
you're at the 4 minute mark because I know you're going 5. So I'm gonna give you runway. So at the 4 minute mark, I'm gonna say, Andre, you got a minute, and then I'm gonna
problem.
give you 30
I
seconds.
love that how whenever somebody speaks to Andre, they have you start with a preface. just so you know, I do love you.
but Andre is gonna big brain us, and he's gonna go for like a thesis. He's gonna do his points. He's gonna finish off with conclusion. So I want to give him the fairness to say, I'm gonna give you some cues to let you know you are running out of time, just like the
All
Academy
right.
Awards.
This
We will
Andre's
play you off.
I don't know if we
Play him
want to
off.
go after Andre. I think Andre's gonna slay this. He's a virtuoso of.
We're gonna find out. All right, Andre, your time begins. And again, no one talks.
Do you want to give my lead in for the movies, or am I doing my own lead in?
I will do the leading for your movie.
All
That's
right.
why I'm saying no one talks.
Let's
And
do
here we
this,
go.
let's do this.
So Andre has picked The Matrix Revolutions as his first pick. So then after that, Andre picked Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back. Then he, with his third selection, went The Book of Eli. And finally, Andre went with the animated anime itself, Akira. So that is his 4 movies, and your clock begins now.
All right. So kind of like Jimmy
You have 1
said
minute left.
earlier that we were just supposed to pick 4 movies that we would watch over and over. But now with this new caveat of we want to show aliens 4 movies, obviously, because we come from this sci-fi comic book background, we know these are not benevolent aliens because they never are. So all my 4 movie picks are showing them the capacity and the strength of humans. Okay. I'm showing them films that we are going to put the fear of humanity in them, as well as making them want to have a dialogue after. So why Matrix Revolutions? They're going to watch this movie and they're going to see humanity outnumbered, outgunned, just going to be destroyed. The bad guy has won. Okay. Machines are going to win. Smith asks Neo, why does he persist? Why do you persist? Greatest line of the movie, because he chooses to. No other reason. He chooses to, and that's it. Humanity is going to fight to the end. That is the strength of that movie. Best line, period, end stop. Next, we go into Star Wars, okay? Another underdog story where we have the lead character, hey, I'm going to train, I'm going to learn from the old ways to bring strength to disable and defeat this new empire. And I'm going to overcome my greatest fear in the cave, and I will confront and disbelieve what is, Luke, I am your father. Devastated, he's lost, he doesn't give up, he has hope, he dies. Human spirit, indomitable, okay? Next up, we have the Book of Eli. Oh, why are we watching this? Because even when we are disabled, even when we are not 100%, humans will overcome. This is the journey of a blind man who has the word of God. He delivers, okay? He finishes and he restarts humanity. He is the chosen one. He is blessed by a superior being. These aliens are going to watch this, go, what the hell is this? This guy was blind. I didn't see it. We're going to have to talk about it. Then I would actually play them in this order, because when they watch Akira, they'll be like, oh yeah, look, you guys screwed up. You guys made and altered your children. You did all of this stuff. But again, we see our power and capacity for destruction. Tetsuo destroys the moon. We're going to destroy everything. But we have that capacity for the underdog, the one with no power, right? To believe in his friendship, to believe in his friend, and to, with nothing, overcome, and I will say save the day and persevere as well as succeed. So all of these are showing different facets of humanity, but banging down that one. So these guys will think, holy crap, we might destroy their military. We might outnumber them. We might have these abilities, but they don't have the strength of heart that these movies have. And if they think that this is all of humanity, then they'll be like, yeah, we're going to pit stop on another planet because we're not taking the resources from here. Boom, done. Not even 5 minutes, Stu.
You are correct.
Andre is going to save
20
us
seconds
all.
away from the 1 minute
us.
warning.
Yeah.
Woo, okay, that was a fantastic soliloquy as always, Andre. That was the as I would hashtag the Michael Caine moment of the day.
You should have done it in a Michael Caine voice.
Size of a tangerine.
Yeah.
How's the tangerines? Sorry, mine sounds like Idris Elba actually. So.
Yeah, back to Hobbs and Shaw. Everything goes back to Hobbs and Shaw. So now this is great. Anyone have questions they want to ask Andre? Because this is the.
I just thought that was very interesting that you went the route of make aliens fear us. I went the complete opposite route. I was like, show them the beauty of humanity.
What? Jimmy, why are you showing your hand? Shut up.
I'm sorry.
You are so far away. You are like, you got another 20 minutes before you get to. You should say nothing.
It's all good. It's all good. You guys can keep the prize. It's okay.
Okay. Umar,
I think Andre's got it.
Yeah, I was just wondering, like, what if like the aliens turned out to be benevolent? Like, wouldn't we scare them away? There's like, they're gonna kill us.
Well, again, it's where you start from, and they could. You're right. Maybe they came here and they want us to protect them now because, like, oh my God, these guys are badasses.
Okay.
Don't you think though that maybe the aliens will be like, you guys are really kind of a downer. Like, what's this God concept? What are you talking about? Like, we're just gonna kill you all.
I would have shown them War of the Worlds.
Jesus
Because
Christ.
then we would be showing them that we want to fight. Whereas if you look at Empire Strikes Back, it actually has humans and different alien species and droids working together. So I would argue my films aren't downers.
And
right?
it also ends on a cliffhanger. So excellent.
Is it a cliffhanger?
So far,
It is a cliffhanger.
two
Yeah,
of you guys have cock-blocked
It does
the
not
aliens.
end at a cliffhanger.
It does end
Luke
up.
loses his hand. Han gets taken away to Jabba's palace.
Yeah, but the
We're just sitting around like, what's going to happen?
end scene is we will meet there are, well, you guys know the end scene of Empire. It's Luke with his arm around Leia, and then it's still a closing shot. You could wrap up there. You don't need to know what happens after that, right?
And just like
You
in
kind of
Schitt's
wonder what happens to
Creek-
Han.
Well, we know he's frozen, right?
He paid the
And then he lived happily ever after as a
We also know
frozen
that
carbonite.
like Chewbacca and Lando are going somewhere, and Luke is like, "I'm going to meet you guys there." So like,
Yeah, that's yes, but again, it's not the truest sense of the cliffhanger where you're like oh crap, what's going? Literally, like they just stop one scene and you're like, oh crap, what goes on? Right? It's still
Yes, I
tied
do.
up.
Yeah.
No,
And just for we're gonna CGI the movie, just like in Schitt's Creek, we're gonna put a sign when Luke puts his arm around Leia. Don't worry, they're brother and sister. Like this is what's gonna happen. It's gonna be great. No questions asked.
It's a complete cliffhanger. Complete cliffhanger.
I think we should challenge Andre with giving him the
But here's
third
the thing,
part
guys.
of all these trilogies
the
that were not
question
good.
you guys have to ask is that when you say, "Oh, cliffhanger," the aliens don't know there's another one coming. So it's not like they know that there are multiple. Like they don't even know that there are a trilogy. They
Well,
don't
then
know
they
if
would
there's
think
more.
that we're incompletionists. They'd be like, wait a minute, you start a story and then you just drop it?
Well, I guess you could also, if you if you were going to do, there's another movie that Rob picked that ends up with an empty cliffhanger that doesn't leave with anything either. You're like, oh, what happens?
Which one?
So we'll get to it when we get to it. Because at the end, you're like, oh, they're gonna go out, and then it just ends like all his movies. It just ends with like, what's
No,
going on? What's
incorrect.
happening? So there's
not a cliffhanger.
a light cliffhanger.
There's no cliffhanger because there's no more story to tell. We're in both Umar and Andre's two
There's a
picks.
story. I want to
There's
see how
more
those two
story.
embrace and hang out and
Hey,
story
I
of them.
didn't pick Inception. All right, so
Ooh,
get out of here.
Inception.
Well, that movie still ends with a movie that you've chosen still ends with a light cliffhanger of an ending typical of his movies.
Rob, by your definition, we can't choose anything that's a trilogy because even if you show them the third movie, they'll be like, "Wait, who is that guy? Wait, why are they talking about this?"
Yep.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pick all three.
But you're assuming that they are like us. Maybe they are good enough to watch something and be like they can extrapolate, or that's where you bring dialogue in, because if they have questions, that's how we get around everything. Is you put things that pique their interest, and then they go, "Hey, wait a minute, I didn't get this," and then you dialogue, and then you come to a greater understanding instead of having them, watch movies about making artificial girls.
So listen, can I float the idea?
No, don't. You'll have your question period, Andre.
Can I float the idea, though,
Andre?
Andre? Can I float the idea, though, that if we're talking about aliens, there is an interesting parallel that we could say that young children are aliens to us adults. And so if you are showing young children The Empire Strikes Back, they're going to be like, wait a minute, what happens to Han? I don't understand. Like,
I don't know why you would start that analogy, because young children aren't aliens to us because we were at one point young children.
We've forgotten how
I
have not forgotten how to be a child. I will tell you that right now.
You got the wrong group of guys for that. All right,
Andre, come on, like obviously.
This is. I think Rob, you should have picked Hook as one of your movies if you've forgotten to be a kid. Bangarang. All right,
you just go with Fast and Furious 6, which has a musical montage that recaps all the previous movies in it.
All right, this question has gone off the
any
rails.
any,
All right,
any season opener of Supernatural.
If there are no more questions,
yes, Supernatural season opener is fantastic.
We need some AC/DC, but that's or
Wayward
Kansas.
Son, man.
So that's it. Okay, we're done. All right. So Rob, it is. I'm gonna go through your movies, and clearly, no one has any more questions for Andre. We're just filibustering. So let's go. Rob's choice.
That Smith speech is good, Andre. You're absolutely correct on that. That Smith speech is awesome.
And it's a good thing that he's not going to be in the next
speeches.
movie, because why would you want another great speech with him and Morpheus? So that's fantastic. All right.
It's a tie-in to Umar's Lord of the Rings. So Lord of the Rings, you follow it up with Matrix 3, right? That's a good bookend.
Again, I didn't ask people to do the order. No one's taking the initiative to put them in order, but let's go through. Okay. Rob, first pick in round 1 was Interstellar. Then he picked the next one in round 2, which would be the movie Tron Legacy. Then Rob has picked a movie that has several names, but I will go with the one that is official, which is Edge of Tomorrow. And finally, he has picked, with his fourth pick, the movie Weird Science. So I will give you the 5 minutes to start, and go ahead, Rob.
There doesn't need to be much of an explanation aside from the fact that these 4 movies are completely rewatchable on any level. Interstellar is a phenomenal movie with an amazing score by Hans Zimmer. All right, you've got Tron Legacy, because you're introducing themes and thematics that also include a soundtrack by Daft Punk. Okay, one of the greatest 90s and 2000s bands of all time. You're going to follow it up with Live, Die, Repeat, or Edge of Tomorrow, because that's going to show the aliens, wow, these guys are actually, they have perseverance, and they're going to kick the crap out of some aliens. So we best not be messing with them. And then you're going to tie it up in a nice little bow to sit back with a beer and watch 2 high school students create their own woman, okay, using ingenuity, bras on their heads, all right, and Barbie dolls, and create Kelly LeBrock. Because if the aliens know anything about humans, is that we like boobies. Okay, and so that we are all down for a comedy, and it has a poop monster. So we're down for all 4 of those movies are the top movies that anybody, aliens or whatever, are gonna watch repeatedly. That's the winning. I don't even need 5 minutes. Y'all got just
y'all. Rob's going into all his voices, y'all, and then his holding. Don't you think? I think I have seen Weird Science, by the way.
I will allow this banter that John's provided because Rob has actually said that he'd finished. Normally, I would mute you. No, I agree. I would have muted you if Rob didn't say he was finished, but he did say he was finished. So yes, you can continue on. Question
bring
period.
It, John.
Question period for Mr. Rob Cadet.
Rob, don't you think?
Have you honestly watched Interstellar more than twice?
Yeah, no, I'll watch it about 2 to 3 times a year. I love that movie.
I like the movie too, but it's pretty long. I just think it's not something. I think I've only seen it twice myself. But
to be honest, like for me, Nolan films are long and rewatchable for me. Like that's why like I have to be careful how many times I rewatch, because I could take up an entire day watching Nolan.
That's a movie that it starts in one direction, it goes a little bit differently. You've got comedy. You have Tars is hilarious, providing the comic relief. They go to the different planets. I mean, there's a lot there. Like Interstellar. A lot of people, for whatever reason, kind of crap on that movie. I don't know why. I find it as a full, like, just one of his best movies overall, and it's a great science fiction movie as well.
Yep.
So.
Jimmy's got the limited edition from China.
No, it's from.
So it came with the book.
Jimmy is doing his Pat impression today, everybody.
I sort of got like Rob was giving his speech, and while he technically wasn't speaking, Jimmy's like showing the Tron legacy.
I have Tron legacy. It's still sealed, by the way.
Yeah, why is it not open, Jimmy?
No, it is open, guys. For sure it is. It's just that I definitely want to play with the disc. There's a light up disc here. I don't think it lights up anymore, but batteries are dead. But it's got 1 and 2.
Disaster. You got to change the batteries on that.
Yeah, sure. Get in on that.
Yeah, this is again. Jimmy once worked at a Best Buy, so let's not forget that he was able to buy stuff on clearance and with an employee discount.
And on discount.
So,
also, I want to say that, like, I think it was Umar who said it, that not many people have watched Edge of Tomorrow, and yet people who come to my house, who I don't really like to invite many people, but when they do,
when they do, I'm forcing them to watch Edge of Tomorrow.
All the people at home going, I've never been invited to Rob's house.
We do prepare to watch Edge of Tomorrow.
No, but I'll show them that, and I also show them Dread. Right?
Oh, Dread is so good. I saw that too.
Urban Dread, and that was on my list. I was kind of bantering back and forth, but like that's like Edge of Tomorrow is a sleeper hit that people have picked up post theater release. Like, people have been watching it. It's been on the Netflix. It's been on whatever streaming service. People are picking it up and watching it. So definitely, people have to watch that, man. And
Edge of Tomorrow over Oblivion for perseverance.
Yeah. No, I would totally pick Edge of Tomorrow over Oblivion, because I find Oblivion is decent. Even though the same director as Tron Legacy, but I think Edge of Tomorrow is it's a lot more fun, and the action is intense. And like, I showed my son Edge of Tomorrow because he's 11 and he can totally watch that. So people are wondering, yeah, there's lots of guns and whatnot. There's very little blood at all. So, and there's no real, so you can totally watch that movie, and it's a lot of fun. And listen, Weird Science is a classic. Like, you can't show anybody coming to our planet or so. You have to show them a John Hughes movie. You have to. Because I think it was a snapshot in time that still those themes hold throughout, regardless if it's the 80s, 90s, 2000s, or whatever weird dumpster fire we're in right now with 2020. So
I would like to put two caveats, Mr. Gaudet. One, I believe over 50% of the planet does not care about boobs. So let that be known. So not everyone does. There is
I disagree. I would say 35% don't. Continue.
Why 35%?
Throwing out a rant
science.
It's just weird science, guys.
I would say 31% don't, Stu, but 69% do. Oh.
That don't care about boobs because
69, dude. All right.
So I would rebut
another Rob voice.
Rebuttal on.
I'm just making myself laugh at this point.
Your facts about boobs. So yes, I think there's an appreciation, but there's a large subsection that don't care about them. So there we go. And two, wouldn't you say that the end of Interstellar, it does leave you with a little bit of a caveat of, oh, aren't these two people going to meet up? Aren't they going to interact with each other? Like McConaughey and thing. Like, isn't that like a thing where you're like, oh, I want to see these people like have that conversation? And
but the story,
at least that's maybe like it give me the Shawshank ending where they're kind of like, maybe they're not talking to each other, but like you can see Andy Dufresne walk towards Red, and then have that moment of like, they didn't have to say anything, but like you could see the love and affection between two guys.
Right, but Stu, I think there's a difference. Like, I think, yes, Shawshank, Interstellar, any good movie leaves you wanting to see a little bit more because you're invested in those characters. But that's not a cliffhanger. A cliffhanger is that that there has to be a continuum. People aren't going to be like, oh, that guy's frozen in carbonite. Like, what do you mean? What's going to happen to him? Like, that's a whole different aspect of saying, wow, I've seen a complete movie and I'm liking it, but I would love to see some more. There is a difference.
But to be fair, again, like I said before, the aliens don't know there's another Star Wars movie. Like, as far as you could say, like, oh, that ends there, and be like, okay,
I assumed he was dead when I was a kid. They didn't cover what carbonite was. I was like, oh, they turned him into a statue. That sucks.
Yeah.
And at the end of Interstellar, he literally gets in a ship to go find the girl. That's more of a cliffhanger than like they didn't wrap it up.
No, they did. The whole whole movie was wrapped up.
Interstellar
I would say
soon.
Interstellar had it was very much something that could be prized open for a sequel.
For sure, but they left the sequel on the road, whereas at least you've wrapped up and they said, oh, I'm going to meet you somewhere. You're like, okay, they could go. Either way, that's not a hard cliffhanger. Like a hard cliffhanger is, the end of the second Matrix, where they literally, oh my God, Neo's freaking unconscious and here's this other guy and they're boom, and it just stops there and it's just to be continued. That's a hard cliffhanger,
Well, okay, but
or the light cliffhanger, which is Dungeons and Dragons, which was meant to be a trilogy but never got the next film.
Okay,
made,
but there's
so
a difference though of wanting to see and okay, so like I know not to like you. I think it was John's pick who picked Back to the Future. Back to the Future ends like Interstellar does, going, oh, I would love to see that, but you're happy with the movie that you've seen. Whereas Back to the Future 2, to Andre's point, is a hard cliffhanger. But I would still say Empire Strikes Back has so many unresolved moments that leave you that in itself is a cliffhanger. You're like, oh, what's happening? Look at any season finale of a TV show. Every character has got something that's hanging in the balance that you need to know. It's not a matter of the story is over, but here's a nugget that wouldn't you love to see more of this, but we're not going to show it to you. That's what Back to the Future 1 was originally about, before they decided to do that sequel.
Well, that's what all first movies should be, because they don't know if the second movie's coming out. That's why Matrix 1 is complete. Star Wars is complete.
Fellowship of the Ring.
No, not
No, that wasn't. It wasn't.
because they didn't complete their goal.
They can read the book after though, right?
Yeah. All right. Okay, so that is our question period is over. I'm now going to open the floor to John. Okay, so let me go through John's films quickly as we set everything up. So John's first pick, which was the second overall pick of and large, was Terminator 2. Then John went with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the OG 1990s version. Then John went with Back to the Future. And then John finished things up with RoboCop. I assume the original, not
not the new
Kinnaman version.
I did see that in theaters. But
yes.
no, not the not the new one.
With Red Foreman's dad himself in the original RoboCop movie. So let's go.
Work for Dick Jones.
Okay,
Right.
go John.
How many windows were in that factory, eh? It was like a whole hall.
Come on, Joe, you got 5 seconds to comply.
This is part of his thing. Let him go. This is part of his thing.
Sorry. Okay, so believe it or not, I put a lot of thought into this. No, I didn't.
Don't believe it.
Okay, so these aliens are coming down, and we have to, like Andre said, we have to show them the human condition. So Terminator 2 is a shining example of humans resisting these machines, which could be represented by these aliens. And then we can move on to, I'll actually switch up the order. RoboCop, which nothing exemplifies the whole corporate mentality that we're currently living in this world right now, like RoboCop, creating a cop from a corporation. Like it's nuts. And then Back to the Future is a brilliant lesson on learning the things that you cannot change and accepting that, and having the power to change the things that you can. And then TMNT exemplifies family, like this brotherhood of love, and nothing like kind of shows the human family like 4 turtles living in the sewers
With a rat.
So, and that's it. No, in reality, you got to show them Arnold Schwarzenegger. You got to show them Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I knew it. There's no themes in John's
they
thinking.
they gotta do the Terminator voices. They gotta say "I'll be back." They gotta learn that time travel is not a good idea, and you can't go back and muck with stuff because it's gonna mess up stuff in the future. And
Worked out for him though. Sorry.
Yeah. It kind of did. He got that freaking new Toyota truck. Like freaking, it actually did pay off.
Like
but the lesson, and he fixed his dad. Everything. But the lesson is you're not supposed to do that.
The benefits you.
I vote for you, John.
Okay. Well, that was great, John. Classic as always. The question period is open. Anyone have comments or questions about John's?
We're holding no questions.
John is closed the question period.
I did also have an alternate for Arnold movie take as well, but I decided to opt against it.
I deny John's request. The floor is still open.
I was like, I allocate to Jimmy.
No, open.
Umar's got to go. Umar and Rob got to go.
I actually, you know what? As rewatch, see, this whole Alien thing just came up this morning, so we didn't like. I think Umar had mentioned it before. We were only told 4 rewatchable movies. So based on that premise, John alone, I like your picks because they're fun.
Agreed.
At the end of the day,
I have watched these all in the double digits at least,
which in and of itself is amazing for you. So these movies, they're fun. They're just fun. It regardless of when they were filmed or whatever. They're just a lot of fun. Terminator 2 is a great pick because you said you don't think you ever saw T1, which is weird, but that's fine. But you don't need to
I have
because
seen T1. I would like to pick it over T2, but I definitely have not watched it.
Right, but they summarize at the beginning. So these movies are just fun to watch. RoboCop is somewhat terrifying when that guy gets like all
for the Murphy
and
death.
whatnot. And he's like, ah.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's an 80s schlock.
RoboCop is not fun.
It's very like horrendous, actually.
It actually wasn't. I didn't enjoy RoboCop myself.
Well, then I guess I'm a psychopath because
you are a psychopath. Yeah.
I feel
I like RoboCop.
Actually commentary. Yeah.
No, I don't think we're disagreeing on we like RoboCop. I think now we're all questioning whether it's a fun romp. A romp in the park.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I can't imagine John being like, let me put my 2 young daughters next to me while we watch RoboCop. No. Like this is not a movie.
Who wants to have family time?
Let's have family time.
Listen, action movies though, those movies can be fun. Like Die Hard is a fun movie. It's a terrorist story, but it's fun to watch. That's all I'm saying.
Definitely more fun than RoboCop. I don't think RoboCop's a good flick and you can enjoy it, but it's not fun. Like they had a couple of Disney moments.
Another special edition. Yeah. So for those of you listening on the audio, every single one of these picks that we've mentioned, Jimmy has whipped out whatever craziest special edition that exists in the world in his collection within arm's reach.
I don't. When I say that it's fun though, like they're great. It's a great action movie.
Agreed. Yes,
but that's a different definition than fun.
But why?
Like fun is like, ha, I laughed.
No, that's funny.
That's funny. That is funny. Yes, that's correct.
I will actually like support Andre on this one because, like, for example, as a family, we watched Terminator 2. We did not do that with RoboCop.
You missed out, man. You missed out.
Yep. Okay. All right. Here we go. Okay, so that's any other questions for John? Clearly, as we describe what is funny and what is funny, haha. And
I just want to compliment John.
So
I want to compliment him on his picks and for not getting confused by the draft. This is 28 episodes later, and he's finally figured it out. So, John, I'm very proud of you, buddy.
Yes. What
was your Arnold list? Okay, my Arnold list was T2, Predator, Conan, and Running Man.
I had Conan and Predator on mine as well, buddy. Yeah.
Running Man is a really strong pick based on the social media reality thing that we have right now. Like we're an inch away from Running Man. Like it would be really good. That would have been a.
John, I do have a follow-up question. Where was Junior?
Junior is not on that list. I actually forgot that I guess is considered sci-fi.
Dare you?
I don't know. I would have done some additional research. Okay, so here we go, Jimmy. You have already given us a tease as to your 4 movies, but let me go through your 4 movies for the people at home again. So, Jimmy, with the first overall pick of all, number 1 pick, first overall pick was Superman, the 1978 version. There we go. With the second pick overall, Jimmy chose Captain America, the Winter Soldier, with the 10th pick. The 11th pick, Jimmy chose Star Trek, the 2009 version. And finally, with the 20th pick overall, Jimmy selected Ghostbusters 1984. So, Jimmy, you're 5
Which is
minutes.
on brand for Jimmy.
Begin.
He has-
Yes.
he has-
And I'm waiting
Yeah,
for you
it's
to
on
bring up
brand, it's
all
on
five.
brand.
All five.
It was a must. It was a must. Winter Soldier, solid pick.
Whoa! Let him talk, man. Let go.
All right.
All right, go.
Yeah, let's start off. I like with this whole alien thing. I definitely wanted to show like spotlight hope is a thing, right? And so, what better route to take than Christopher Reeve, right? Such an iconic performance, also in 4K and also in the collector's edition.
Oh, dear God.
He doesn't need to keep buying these things. That's the thing, all right? For the audience at home, I'm showing all of my collection as I do this. Anyhow, first, you get to experience John Williams' score. Wow, what a privilege. What a great way to storytell as well. There's 3 parts. It takes place on Krypton first, then it moves on to Smallville, then it moves on to Metropolis. And if you really want to tell them, hey, you know, we have people that can take care of us well, what a great way to show Kryptonian that can freaking kick ass and apparently go back in time if anything goes wrong. Whatever. So that's really, yeah, why not? Why not? Well, you see, when their planet goes the other way, it makes it better. So that's pretty sweet right off there. My next pick was Captain America Winter Soldier, the Steel Case edition. What up, guys?
Specific
That's
editions.
right.
He's going to show these aliens.
It shows it's one of my favorite movies because a lot of people these days, they say things like, oh, Superman's so hokey, such a Boy Scout or whatever, right? That doesn't fly today. That's wrong. It does fly today. You just have to make the world around him maybe not be a Boy Scout, basically. And how does he interact with that world? By being freaking Jason Bourne, apparently. But for good and pure reasons, you know? It shows that maybe even on Earth, maybe things aren't all that great, but there's at least the main character here is a good person. And even if he's outnumbered, he's still going to do the right thing. And I think that's important. Next up was Star Trek 11. This was the most controversial pick I made. I knew it was going to be controversial because why wouldn't you choose, you know, all these other great Star Trek films? I think the great thing about what they did here, and even though it's not exactly, I wouldn't even categorize it as Star Trek, because Star Trek is more about discovery and, you know, trying to find peace amongst people. What I do like about it is it does show so many aliens working together and what they can accomplish when they are together. With that said, they don't lie to you and say, well, we're all at peace, right? You've got like some people who are going to be a-holes, like Nero is a thing, right? What I loved about this one, though, was the emotion that they put into it, the character development they put into it. The first 15 minutes literally made me bawl my eyes out. I'm talking snot-covered face. I'm talking dry heaves. We got George Kirk there sacrificing everything, and like his entire time with his family, his life, just to save as many people as he could. Wow. And then you also have the human condition. You see what it does to James T. Kirk as he grows up. And maybe he's not the best kid at first, but who does he become by the end of it, you know? And you got multicultural everywhere across the board. That's astounding. Everybody on Earth working together for a common goal. That's pretty sweet. That's just my opinion, though. And then, of course, you've got Ghostbusters and this Slimer edition that's that I actually had it imported from the States because the Canadian edition said SOS Phantoms, and that was weird for me. No offense to the French.
Sorry.
The important thing for me here is to also have some comedy as well, right? To show them also what it's like to be maybe not like just to be a regular Joe. There's these guys
1 minute left.
had a dream, an entrepreneurial dream, and look, they got to save the world as well. And if you really want to go down that route too, you can be like, hey, there's also ghosts on this planet, so watch out. We can protect ourselves from them, and we can protect you too. Whatever. All right, that's it. That's all I got.
Perfect. Question period for Mr. Jimmy Chung.
Bonus points. He has all those within reach. It's just a living room.
Jimmy, are you in your basement? Is this your man cave?
This is literally my living room and my kitchen. My Alex
awesome.
Ross mural is in my kitchen.
That is ridiculous.
That's
amazing.
awesome.
It's awesome.
Again, kudos to your wife.
Kudos to
you-
Jimmy's
I've got a
That's-
portal gun above my microwave and Fallout stuff over here too.
So I have a question with respect to Star Trek, because I actually love that J.J. Abrams Star Trek movie.
Yes.
Because much like RoboCop, it's fun.
It is very fun. Absolutely.
But you're obviously a Star Trek fan, so why?
Yes, I am.
What made that one be your choice over? I'm sure you would probably consider some of the next gen movies, like
Absolutely. 100%.
First Contact is like usually what people always refer to as one of the best Star Trek
Yes.
movies, right? So why?
110%.
And I'm not questioning, because I actually really
Yep.
like the Abrams
Yep.
stuff. So why that one over Generation?
So the reason why I chose Abrams is it's mostly it's done very much like the first Star Wars, 1977, in the way that it's got a classic storytelling elements to it, basically, right? It's like I said earlier, there's the old man that takes a farm boy out into space on an adventure, and then they save the day basically by exploding stuff or whatever. It shows heroism and from like multiple people. I do love that everybody's showcasing this. I find in a lot of the other Star Trek films, they focus only on certain people, but you get a moment with every single one of the crew in this movie. And also it does showcase humanity best here, I find. When they were faced with like certain destruction in the beginning, and then George Kirk makes that sacrifice.
Yeah.
Wow, what a great way to frame humanity in a way that's like, I know I'm going to die. My son's literally about to be born, and now he's born. I'm hearing his cry. I'm having this moment, this pure moment with my wife, you know, and he's saying like, what should we name him? Just these things that you usually would have, but now in this heightened circumstance.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you know, his last words are, I love you, then, sorry, spoilers, but whatever.
The first 10
So
minutes of the
I
movie.
think that's a great answer, Jimmy. I also would have accepted it contains the Beastie Boy Sabotage. So that's
yes, I love that song too.
Okay.
strictly on that
that's
basis,
just
that
right.
movie's better.
I have one quick question. Jimmy, hi Chewbacca. Jimmy, why did you choose Winter Soldier as like instead of any of the other MCU films?
Yes. So what I thought was important
Andrea.
was to show because Winter Soldier is basically when you look at Superman 1978, you've got this classic golden age hero in a world where most people are like, yeah, hey, freaking, we love you, Superman, basically, right? And then you got Lex Luthor that he's got a battle. But what do you do when you make it complicated? When you actually bring in real world politics? What do you do when you've got like
I'm surprised you didn't do Civil War.
Civil War? That's the thing, right? I want to showcase the Boy Scout doing the right thing, which is what he does in Civil War. But I don't want him to see. I want him to see heroes band together rather than like heroes fighting amongst each other. Because like I want to send that message to the aliens, basically.
Okay.
Like, look at all this hope here.
Great.
Oh, fair enough. Fair
Great.
enough.
So that is all. That is the end of the question period. That is the end of the draft. Congratulations, everyone, for making it far in this podcast. If you are here, congratulations for hopefully watching on YouTube, because Jimmy's videos and pictures.
This is
of-
how much
of-
energy Jimmy has that he was actually doing a lap.
Yeah.
Doing laps around
He
the
was
other
also
people
eating
during that entire-
candies.
Yeah.
Eating sugar candies for the
This is-
past hour. So he's hopped up.
Jimmy is doing his best Brad Pitt impression. We're just constantly just eating in the background. And respect for him for muting
like
it
to
so we don't
eat.
hear it. So this is a good thing. I'm just waiting for him next to do the Tom Cruise impression, just running across the kitchen for no reason. So yeah, thank you all for listening and watching. Please comment below on who you believe is the best of the 4 movies selected. Is it Umar? Is it Andre? Is it Rob? Is it John?
Yes.
Is it Jimmy? Let us know below. Comment.
We'll drop a poll on Friday, maybe
Yeah.
on the Heroes World Facebook.
Nice.
So we'll let you guys take it in on Wednesday, Thursday, and we'll drop a poll on Friday, and we'll see.
We will put it out there and let
version
people
you like
let
the
the people
best.
decide. Again, thank you for listening. Please, if you like the content, share, subscribe, follow, bells, comment, all that fun stuff that everyone says over and over and over. But hello. Again, this was super fun. But let us go to the plugs portion of the day. So, Rob, where can they find you on the internets and stuff?
Having fun with RoboCop.
Damn right I will.
Rob's quote on the RoboCop box: "You'll have a blast. Bring the whole family. A
It's
laugh
so
out loud
much
thriller."
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Rob Gadet. You can find John, Joey, myself doing the Heroes World or the H-Dubs Sidekick podcast that drops every Tuesday. That kind of tease up what's happening on this one, the main one. And also we talk about the top 5 news stories of the week, and then what's coming out in the store at Heroes World with comics, statues, games, and so on. So you can find me and us there.
All right. Umar, where can they find you, and where can they find your podcast that you drop on a regular basis?
Yeah, so we do a weekly podcast with me and my 2 friends, Tactics and Darcy, and we can be found on YouTube by typing in the Geeky Bros Podcast. We decided to keep it simple, and you can also find me on Instagram by Big Geek Umar, which is my handle name.
And that is what you refer to on the podcast. I've watched, listened to your podcast, so I didn't want to. I want to drop the big geek on the top of it. That's a lot of pressure on you. So I waited to the very end to use that. So
I think that I'm not the big geek in this group, though.
No, sorry,
that's clearly Jimmy.
Andre is the fountain of knowledge.
You
Andre is the
have your
supreme
stuff-
fountain of knowledge.
Yeah, well, Holly doesn't let you put that crap all over the house. That's the difference.
What are you talking about?
No, I've been to your kitchen. It don't have that in the background.
Right, but every other room is stuffed.
Yeah,
That's okay.
yeah.
We'll, you
Oh
know
yeah,
what,
yeah.
we'll do a podcast
If
edition
we
of
went
the
up
tour.
to Andre's loft, yes.
Yeah,
If
but
we
that's
went
a
up to
that,
Andre's
no,
loft. It's on.
I think in your man cave you have lots of stuff, but in a shared space like Jimmy's, that is
You
gotta
don't got
see.
no Alex Ross wall.
yeah,
Medal of honor to Jimmy's wife.
yeah. She gets the Victoria Cross.
And Jimmy, if I can just say that I hope you enjoy that mural now, because when your newborn son hits the age of about 2 or 3,
They'll
that
love it.
shit's gonna be all covered with crayons, man.
It's okay. It's
Washable
okay.
crayons.
I'm gonna be keeping my newborn son in a magneto cage. Nobody's allowed to bring anything to him. I'll play chess with him from time to time, though. It'll be fine.
Jimmy, I would like
Sponsored
to
by
ask,
Children's Aid Society.
Jimmy, what's your son's name?
Connor Kent Chung.
There we go. There we
Medal
go.
of honor.
Yep. All right. Jimmy, where can they find you on the internets and all the fun stuff that you have going on?
You know what? Go ahead. I love complete strangers. Go ahead and just add me on actual Facebook for my personal page. It's Jimmy Chung, JIMMY space CHEUNG. I'm the guy with the 30-foot Stay Puft Marshmallow Man behind him on his driveway. Yeah.
You can also catch him on the Dragon's Den if you ever.
Okay. Once upon a time.
Or your Amazon,
A long
Amazon
time
Prime
ago.
or your Netflix. You'll see Jimmy on there.
Okay. So yes, find Jimmy on Facebook. Clearly, that's the best way to find him. All right. Now that I've got the plugs out of the way, John and Andre, and I know the cognizant of time because Umar and Rob have to run in a few minutes. I'll let you guys finish it off. John, Andre, where can they find you on the interwebs?
Yeah, everything Heroes World Online. So on the YouTube Heroes World Online, on the Instagram Heroes World Online, the Facebook Heroes World Online, the website Heroes World Online. And if you're looking for the podcast audio version, hopefully type in Heroes World Podcast and it should come up on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart, everything.
Awesome.
And
Andre?
in the real world, you'll find me at 8601 Warden Avenue. That's where the store is, Heroes World, conveniently located at Warden and Highway 7. And I guess after next week, you guys can come by because I'll be educating these aliens on the strength of humanity, and all those people who agree with my choices can join me.
And you can potentially catch Jimmy and Umar live on Wednesdays for New Comic Book Day.
Yes, New Comic Day.
Yes, Andre, as waiting for you to say the reels, as Morpheus said. I'm always waiting for
The
you to say
desert
that.
of the real.
The pill.
Desert of the real, yes.
Yeah.
The desert of the real. I'm waiting for that to be the next week because I want that to be integrated slowly.
Yeah.
Andre will have a plate with 2 pills and it's like, what do you want to do? Do you want to continue to keep going or do you want to take this pill and have your mind opened up?
Okay, and for those listening from York Region Police, that's not true. There is no drug pushing happening.
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
so
These are
Andre is not peddling narcotics. Okay,
These
are-
are comics.
These are just
Knowledge.
jelly
He's
bellies
peddling
that are
knowledge.
blueberry and cherry. Don't.
yeah.
These
that's
are
how
not.
those shit goes
Mike and
bad.
Ike's. I'm giving out Mike and Ike's.
No gummies. These are not hallucinogenic gummies. These are just candies
Covered in sanitizer.
individually packaged so you can enjoy
Bleached.
the experience. Of course, if you'd like to buy anything from them on John, where's the address? It is
You can send it to sales.heroesworld, heroes@gmail.com, or message through any of our social medias. We'll get it and get back to you on the
So again, appreciate everyone for staying with us for this very long pod. Thank again our special guest Umar. Congratulations, Mazel Tov to you, Jimmy. I look excited to
Yay.
see the pictures on the Facebook. And the rest of you hooligans, I'll see you next week. Hopefully we'll have you guys show up again in the future, Umar and Jimmy. It's always a pleasure. So, and again, if you're watching at home on Facebook, clearly you got to see this. Jimmy is constantly just showing pictures of stuff going on.
Those are
these are things, lots of things.
Upcoming baby.
Connor Kent Chung. All right. So thank you all. Have a wonderful day. What? What was? What? Okay.
You better get out of here before like other pictures start showing up that we don't want to see.
What is going? Anyways, Andre. Yeah, we're really. I don't know, man. Like you're. I don't see Transformers helmets on top of your fridge. We're gonna really have to figure this out. This is oh wait, anyway, so thank you all again. Please, we gotta finish this before it never ends. All right, thank you so much for listening to the podcast, watching, viewing. Again,
Thanks,
have a
Stu.
good one. See you later.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Thanks.
Long and prosper, you all.
Thank you.